Welcome. Welcome to my channel, Chris's Caribbean Delights. And I hope you're enjoying my recipes and my videos and trying those recipes out. Today I'm going to do a recipe for cheese rolls, a Guyanese cheese rolls. I have a recipe there for the pasta, not the pasta, sorry. I have a recipe already there for the dough, the pastry dough, which is what I'll use. That recipe for the pastry dough, I already made that and have it. Then I'll just do the cheese mixture. I'm using a Cracker Barrel. The cheese mixture, and we'll put that together. It's just grated cheese with some mustard or mayonnaise and a little bit of garlic powder, and you set, and you put that into the pastry, and you bake it. So we'll be right back. I'll be right back with the next step. So now we'll go ahead and we'll get our cheese grated. Make it manageable. I use the larger side of the grater to get it. You get some shreds of cheese. Or you can use the smaller side. It really doesn't make much of a difference. It just gets it nice. Well, this is even better, and it's quicker. We're getting a good, lovely. That's fantastic. This other side, it was a little too big, so use the smaller side of the grater to get the correct consistency, the correct grated size. So I'll do this. I'll finish this off, and then we'll come back and I show you the mixture that we're going to put into the pastry. So here we are. We're ready to put this mixture together that we're going to put into the pastry. And remember, we are making cheese rolls, Guyanese cheese rolls. We'll put like a half a teaspoon of garlic powder in here. Half a teaspoon of garlic powder. That gives it a nice savory garlicky taste. And 1 tablespoon of mustard. That gives it that tang. I have here some wiri peppers, which is a hot pepper, a popular hot pepper in the Caribbean, at least in Guyana. And I'll slice these up. I'll leave some of the seeds in because I like my heat. So I'll just mince these up, and then we'll just put the whole thing together. Just get that in there. We'll leave some of the seeds out. And we'll try to mince this as small as possible. Get rid of some of those seeds. I don't want to make it too spicy. So here, get rid of some of those seeds. Good. And then we go do the mince here. See little pieces of the red pepper, the spicy pepper, when you bite into the finished product. It's quite delectable. It's very good. Okay, so That's all we need for this. I could put some, I think I put some mayonnaise in here just to bring it all together, and we'll just mix it up. Just a little mayonnaise. I'm using some light mayonnaise, nothing. Just about a tablespoon. Bring this all together. Okay, we go in with the fork. We try to incorporate everything here together. That pepper is kicking already. Wow. So we just bring this up to a pasty consistency. Nice pasty consistency. Make sure everything is incorporated. And there you go. That's your filling for your cheese rolls. That's your filling for your cheese rolls. You can taste that the cheese is already salt, so you don't need to add any salt to it. I'll get my dough prepared and then we'll be right back. Okay, I prepared this dough pretty earlier and had it in the refrigerator for a couple of hours, and that makes it easier to handle, and makes the finished product really flaky. So we put it in, after making it, you put it in the refrigerator for about an hour or 2 hours and just let it sit. There we go. Okay. Let's get rolling. Now, we just want to roll this to maybe 1/8 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch thickness. If it tears, don't worry about that. You always put that back together. It always comes together back again, so maybe I'm moving it too quickly. I really don't need to move it. Not too thin. You just get it at the right consistency, and just keep your rolling pin well floured. So now we'll just stretch it out a little more. Not too thin. We're going to trim all the edges off. Now we're going to build a square here. And then we'll cut this into 6 squares. Cut it into 6 squares. Now we're going to put our filling into each one of these squares. You don't want to fill it too much because you don't want it spilling out into the oven when it starts to bake and the cheese melts. So you just have to keep it want it to be like all over, so kind of flatten it out in here. I can see this is going to be nice and spicy. Awesome. Okay. This looks like a little too much. Okay. All right. Now, must have an egg wash. I'm gonna get an egg. I'll be right back. So we have to do an egg wash so that we will seal the edges with the egg wash. So just 1 egg with a tablespoon of water, and you just beat it, and then we'll brush. Brush, and we just brush the edges. Brush all the edges. It seals it better and prevents the leakage, prevents it from leaking out the edges when it's baking. And you'll also brush the top once you finish and you put it in your pan. You brush the top liberally with the egg wash. That gives it a lovely color and gives it a nice, shiny, delectable look. So we'll just peel these off. Let me see, because we're going to use these again, so I'm going to put it all together and roll it up again. So just put these away. And now, so beginning from, just make sure it's movable, Try to roll it over at least maybe 3 times. So you'll roll once here, third time, just ensuring that the seam is under. The seam is under. Now you're going to take your fork and you're going to, well, maybe get a clean, take a fork, a clean fork, and crush the edges. Just seal the edges, just to make sure that they don't come apart. And then you put some holes there, so when it starts to bubble up in there, the steam will get out and it wouldn't pop. Okay. Prepare your muffin pan. You can line it with some parchment paper. Your oven should be at 350, already heating up, and we'll go ahead and we'll finish the rest of them. Put them in our pan, not a muffin pan, I'm sorry, cookie pan, a cookie sheet, and I'll spray this, and I'll still put the parchment paper in there and then spray the parchment paper again. So once I'm finished with all that, I'll show you the next step. Okay, here guys, we're based with the egg wash and everything is finished. I basted them twice with the egg wash, and now put them in the oven for 18 to 20 minutes until they're nice and golden brown, and then we'll see you in the next step. You see with the finished product. Oh, I still have these. I'll put them on a smaller pan. Brush the edges to ensure the seal. Make sure they seal properly. The egg wash. Just raise this up, turn it over, and roll it over. Ensure that the seam stays in the bottom. The seam has to stay in the bottom. So you roll it, have the seam stay in the bottom. That opening stay in the bottom. There we go. These are some little small finger ones. Seam stays in the bottom. The seam stays in the bottom. Okay. And we'll just get a fork, press the edges together, make sure they seal nice and tight. Nice and tight. Here we go. I'm just dipping the fork into the egg wash so it would come out smoothly and it wouldn't stick to the dough. Put some air holes in there. And we're gonna baste these. We're gonna put these on a pan and put them in the oven. And I'll come back with the finished product. So as we're waiting for the finished product, the Guyanese cheese rolls that I've been making earlier, I just want to say I'm very pleased and thankful for the views and the likes and the comments, and please subscribe and have your friends subscribe, your relatives subscribe. Maybe you'll get some wonderful recipes going in the future. I've been off for a while, but I have like 5 videos that I just popped on there, so just check them out and leave your comments. There's some very good recipes that we can use, especially my ginger juice. That ginger juice is awesome. So thanks again, and I'll be right back to show you the finished cheese rolls.